So, the stairs. The stairs that at the time when I put this together, obviously I thought it was a good idea. And I must have thought it looked good, or I wouldn't have left it there all this time. But the thing is, it's not working. It's not working now. Regardless of whether or not it worked once upon a time way back when, is actually kind of immaterial. I look at this now and I wonder what in the world. Because from here, it looks like a wall. And then I approach and the definition of a stairway starts to come out. And obviously it's not a wall, but I don't know. And I'm sure that most blocks would do this. Most other blocks would have the same kind of thing going on. It's just somehow with the brick, it isn't quite working the way it needs to. And before I get into that, though, I should go over here. And, okay, first of all, I decided to just bring that wall over a bit and bring this one out a bit. And what I should do is go just a little bit farther here. Let's see. I just grab a hold of that. Take these. And just do this. That makes this room more of a self-contained thing. It doesn't depend on any of this. I've already gone ahead and expanded this like so. And let's see. Well, probably the simplest way to do it is to take this whole arrangement back one block. Yeah. Power shovel for the win, huh? Yeah, okay. All right, let's just throw these back up here like so. All right, I need to get a hold of some stone brick. Fortunately, I have a bunch of it right here. And do that here and here. Well, actually, this here should be the mossy. All right. All right, yeah. Just get the mossy and move it up like so. Yeah. Okay, that works. Meanwhile, I've got the basement filled out to what I think is going to be a reasonable size. And of course, the option will always be there to expand at some unknown future date. But I think this will be plenty large enough for a workshop slash storage area for anything going on for projects in this general vicinity. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure about a few things, but I'm generally speaking, I'm kind of liking this. I especially like the pillars. I've gone ahead, you know, like I said I was going to, and I brought them the whole floor down one block. And that seems to work. And I'm kind of liking the smooth stone ceilings, although, I mean, walls, although stone brick could be an idea. And around here someplace I've made up several stacks of cracked stone brick. Maybe sneak some of that in there, just kind of scatter it in here and there. and that kind of thing. But for now, I'm just a little bit stuck on where to go with that basement type area. So I figured probably the best thing to do is to just back off from it and do something else for a little while. And the wonderful thing about this world is that no matter what, there's almost always something else to do. Okay, brick stairs. No. Quartz stairs? Dark oak. Nether brick is kind of really darker than dark oak. There's birch, but I'm not. Well, I got a few birch stairs, so we'll try it and take a look. There's spruce. There's oak. And of course, then there's just stone slabs. Although slabs I don't think are quite gonna work. So let's just put a few things in here. Get things straightened out. Okay, yeah. And just working with the bottom pieces here. Let's see what I can do. Yeah. See what the white's going to look like. And another possibility is, suppose I were to just recess the thing one block. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, come on. All right. Then, of course, they'd have to cut in up here a little bit, which in and of itself wouldn't necessarily be bad. They'd be recessed in a little bit. That's got some potential. Let's see. I have a bed around here someplace. Ah, good. Don't particularly care to deal with mobs right now. Yeah. Because for all the torches that I've got all over the place, and I'm going to have to work out a better solution than that. For all of those torches, there is still a lot going on in terms of spawn potential. Let's see. Not bottom block. Oh, for crying out loud. Top block. Yeah. Probably not. If I went with the quartz stairs, then either quartz blocks or just for economy of material, quartz top slabs along here for a sort of a walkway-ish kind of thing. And then there's the issue over here. If I did this, and I got to admit, I'm kind of sort of leaning with the quartz, but maybe I should try. How about if I pull the quartz and put down some spruce. And I could do the same thing here with like spruce top slabs coming out, at least for a few blocks as a walkway approach. But then again, pathways through the place maybe should be made something besides wood or whatever the stairs are made of. I sort of like this thing with the slabs kind of sloping their way up, but then they get to the stairs and then the slope changes to a 45 or something that tries to be a 45. All right. How about that? That might be some possibility there. Oh, yeah, and of course, let's see. If I remember right, path blocks should be a thing. Yeah, they are. Oy. Okay, and of course you can't path block dirt. You have to let it grow over grass and then you can path block it. Which always struck me as being just a little bit odd. I mean, a path can be worn into dirt too. Why you can't do that with dirt, I don't know. But yeah, that's looking like it might be something. Yeah. I think regardless of which stair block is used, whether it's this or the, whatever, the quartz. And of course, regardless of which I do, I probably need to let that grass over before I put stairs on top of it, because you know, that little edge that sticks out there, you know, one's going to be grass and two of them are dirt. Nah. All right. That's something. And another thing is laying out sort of the general overall thing of where stuff is going to end up being in this place. Because as I get the time and inspiration or whatever to get it done, I really need to get all of these trees cut. And of course that brings to mind another project, because I really do need to have a tree farm that grows every different kind of tree. Yeah. So I need to scout out a site for that and figure that out and start getting some tree farm action going on. Because, yeah, you know, a huge tree farm and all that, great idea, definitely need it, but not here. So I really should probably figure out what I need to have in here. Some kind of a decent sized barn with stable capacity for a decent number of horses, some kind of a enclosed field and whatnot. And the one problem with the whole concept of a horse ranch is that the idea, obviously, is to breed horses. The problem is that when Mojang did their thing with the horses, they kind of missed an opportunity. And instead of working out to where offspring would take traits from the parents and that breeding could be done, you might actually be able to breed and improve the breed and come up with better horses and whatnot. The The breeding may possibly take a little bit into account from the parents, but it doesn't. It's mostly just random numbers, and it does not allow for actually improving your breed at all, which just kind of takes the whole idea of horse breeding facility and just flushes it down the toilet. But in spite of that, I still want to go ahead and get the thing built. So a good sized barn, well, kind of like the one at the country estate, only probably longer, with the ability to hold more horses, some kind of a good sized fenced in area where they can be allowed to run free. And I don't know, what other kind of facilities would a horse breeding ranch have? Even if it doesn't actually get used for the purpose of breeding horses actually in game, but what kind of things would be represented in such a thing? I have no knowledge of horses or horse breeding or horse ranching or anything like that. I don't know the first diddly squat thing about it. Which is kind of ridiculous considering I've taken on the idea of a project to make this thing. But yeah, when I first started the idea of doing it, I thought, you know, that breeding horses in Minecraft, you could, you know, you take the traits that you want and breed them until finally you get the ideal type of horse that you want. You know, kind of like in modded Minecraft with breeding the bees, you know, or tree breeding and whatnot in forestry. The forestry mod with the breeding of bees and trees, and I think later on they added butterflies and I don't know what all else, but there's a lot there. And I figured if a mod could get breeding done in such a way that was really good, really immersive, and had a lot of potential, that you'd think that that Mojang would notice that and learn from it or something, but apparently not. Yeah, so I think I need to take a little trip and have a look at the facility that I've got over at the country estate, the barn and yard there, and see how well that's going to adapt to here. So let me put some stuff away and head over there. You know, it occurs to me that something else I would like to get done is to take this rather crude, it's functional and it works, but it's very bare bones kind of thing, and build some kind of a station up here. I realize it's not like it actually needs to be a station, but it just would feel better to me if it had something of a more permanent to it. You know, a station would be more permanent, so I want to think about doing something like that. Okay, yeah, this is the thing I'm thinking about. Something rather like this, although if I'm not mistaken, I think I need to do something with the stalls are going to have to end up being wider, because if I recall correctly, horses turned out, when I first put this together, I didn't realize that horses were going to require more than a 1-block space to get through. At least that's how I recall it. Okay, we got one saddled up here. Let's find out. Yeah. 1-block space he's not getting through. So if we go in here, it's impossible to get the horse in here without jumping. And that would mean clipping yourself into the ceiling. So an overall design change, I'll quit that. Yeah. is going to have to be the stalls being wide enough to have two gates side by side for getting them in and out. So a slight change there. And of course that means this one really should be redesigned. Okay, upstairs we have a loft type area, glowstone lighting. That maybe could be replaced with end rods. Possibly. It might be easier to put end rods in such a place where they would provide enough lighting that maybe not be quite as obvious as glowstone block. Yeah. I have to think about that. But something like that, maybe a structure like that, only longer with the necessary changes for horses to actually be able to fit through the gates into the stalls. Yeah. And then adjoining the facility, perhaps on one end, well, all right, what I'm thinking is, you know how the fences come down here, perhaps what the fence should do is to come down 5 or 6 blocks further and go over to encapsulate one end of the barn. Yeah, that I think is pretty. You got your head stuck in the doggone fence, really. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Need to think about something like that. I think that's probably an idea. What am I using for this? What is that? Spruce. Okay. All right. For my first ever effort at making something that resembled a barn, this didn't turn out too horrible. Anyway, yeah, something like this needs to be at the ranch. Definitely it's going to have to be larger and able to hold a lot more in the way of horses and have a larger field next to it. And other than that, I'm not sure. I suppose maybe a test track. If I'm not mistaken, I believe there have been things that people have come up with as a way to test how fast a horse is, you know, and that sort of thing. And that might be good. I just wish that the horse breeding didn't turn out to be so random, because that's just, it takes a lot of the potential fun out of it. It really does. Anyway, I have to apologize for this being on the short side of an episode. I have got some real life things going on. It's just, well, let's put it this way. My focus is not on what I'm doing these days because of real life issues. My focus is on the real life issues instead. And yeah, it's making it a bit of a problem for some things, which is one of the reasons I'm very glad that I've got a whole bunch of Fallout and Skyrim already pre-recorded, because it makes it easier on those days of the week. In any event, I'm going to work on some stuff and things and whatnot, and try to have something of a better episode next time, where perhaps I might actually be doing some things. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.